Hello, welcome to my channel. A woman may never tell you outright, but there's a moment where she silently chooses you, and most men miss it. They don't see the softness in her eyes, the shift in her tone, the way her guard suddenly lowers. And if you've seen this, if she's shared this with you, you've already won more than you think. There's something I want you to understand right now. Not tomorrow, not next year. Right now, because this truth has the power to completely reshape the way you look at women, relationships, and the hidden language they speak without ever opening their mouth. A woman doesn't give her heart the way men do. For men, attraction can spark quickly, grow fast, and feel intense. But for women, attraction is layered, gradual, emotional, delicate. And before she gives you her affection, she gives you something far more precious, her emotional truth. When a woman finally shares a piece of her inner world with you, not the cute, curated version of her life, not the fun stories, not the social persona, but the real, unfiltered, fragile part of her, that is her choosing you. That is her trusting you with a piece of her that she doesn't hand to just anyone. Most men don't realize how rare that is. They think she's just talking. They think she's venting. They think she's oversharing. But what she's really doing is placing emotional gold in your hands, waiting to see how you'll treat it. And here's where most men fail. They respond casually. They shrug it off. They joke about it. They treat it like nothing important happened. Not because they're bad men, but because nobody ever taught them the truth. When a woman opens her emotional world, she is giving you the green light you didn't know you had. You see, women don't test you with their words. They test you with their vulnerability. A woman who doesn't trust you will keep everything tight, light, and controlled. She'll smile, she'll laugh, she'll flirt, but she won't reveal anything that could be used to hurt her. She'll keep the walls high and the gates locked. But when she does trust you, when she feels safe, her voice changes. She shares fears she never voiced. She talks about past pain. She tells you what keeps her up at night. She reveals what she's afraid to lose. She lets you see her unfiltered emotions. Because in her mind, there's only one type of man she can do this with. A man she sees as safe, valuable, grounded, and emotionally reliable. And if she shares that with you, you've already won. You've passed the test most men don't even know exists. You've become the man she feels calm around. The man she doesn't have to pretend with. The man whose presence makes her exhale. Really exhale. This is why so many men lose women without understanding what went wrong. They saw her opening up, but they didn't realize that was the moment she was choosing them. They didn't respond with depth. They didn't show presence. They didn't hold the moment. Because nobody told them that when a woman reveals her emotional truth, you're supposed to lean in, not away. Let me tell you something powerful. A woman will never share her vulnerability with a man she doesn't respect. Not even if she's attracted. Not even if she likes you physically. Vulnerability is reserved for the man she sees as emotionally competent. The man she feels protected around without him ever needing to flex, boast, or prove anything. And when she gives you that piece of herself, she's silently telling you, you're not like the rest. There's a moment most men don't recognize until it's gone. A moment where a woman stops performing and simply becomes herself in your presence. It's subtle, it's quiet. It doesn't come with fireworks or dramatic declarations. It comes in the form of softness, comfort, and emotional transparency. And it happens when she feels that she's finally with a man who sees her, really sees her, not the version she presents to the world. But let's go deeper, because this is the part no one talks about. A woman's emotional sharing is not random. It's not accidental, and it's never without meaning. Women are socially trained to protect their emotions because they know the wrong man can weaponize their vulnerability. So when she chooses to open up, understand this. She has already scanned you, evaluated your consistency, felt your presence, and sensed your emotional strength. Women can read men in seconds, but they only reveal themselves over time. A woman shares her inner world with a man who feels safe even in silence. She watches how you react when she's quiet. She observes how you carry yourself when things get uncomfortable. She notes whether you listen to understand or just wait to talk. She notices if your energy is calm or chaotic. Women don't fall for potential. They fall for emotional reliability. So when she tells you something personal, when she shares a fear, a painful memory, a family struggle, a past heartbreak. That moment isn't casual, it's intentional, it's trust, it's emotional investment. And most importantly, it's a door opening, a door that she will close immediately if you respond the wrong way. What is the wrong way? Brushing her off, changing the subject, laughing awkwardly, acting uncomfortable with emotion, turning her vulnerability into a joke, or giving advice instead of presence. Men are taught to fix things, but women don't open up to be fixed. They open up to feel understood. They want to feel that their emotional world is safe in your hands. They want to know that you won't panic, judge, or distance yourself the moment they show you something real. Because here's a truth most men don't know. A woman can fall out of love with you the moment she feels emotionally unsafe. It doesn't matter how attractive you are. It doesn't matter how successful, charming, or confident you look. The moment she senses that her vulnerability is not valued, she withdraws. Not loudly, not dramatically, quietly, slowly, until she's gone. But when she shares her truth with you, and you hold it with steady hands, you become irreplaceable. She will compare every man after you to the way she felt opening up in your presence. She will remember how easy it was to talk to you, how calm your energy was, how you didn't interrupt her, how you didn't turn her feelings into a burden, how she felt seen, not judged, heard, not dismissed, safe, not exposed. Because a woman's deepest desire in connection isn't luxury, status, or perfection. It's emotional safety. And when she feels it, she bonds, she attaches, she invests, she chooses you without you ever needing to ask. This is why the men who win women's hearts don't win with games, tricks, or manipulation. They win with presence, with patience, with emotional clarity. They know how to sit in a moment and let it breathe. They know how to hold space for a woman instead of rushing her feelings or shutting them down. They know how to make her feel like her emotions are not too much. So hear me when I say this. If she shares her inner world with you, you have already passed the test most men don't know exists. You've become the man she doesn't have to hide from. And that right there is victory. There's a dangerous misconception men carry, that women reveal their feelings because they're in love or weak. Nothing could be further from the truth. When a woman opens up to you, it's not weakness, it's precision. It's calculated trust. She doesn't hand her emotional world to just anyone. She measures every glance, every tone, every micro-expression, every pause. And when she finally decides you're worthy, she's silently giving you power. Real power. The kind that most men don't even recognize until it's too late. Most men confuse flirting with emotional investment. They chase attention, jokes, or validation, thinking that's how to win her heart. But women don't bond over compliments or superficial charm. They bond over being understood, over the feeling that someone sees their chaos, their darkness, and still chooses to stay. That's the moment where real connection forms, the invisible threshold that separates casual acquaintance from someone who matters. And it's fragile. One wrong move, one careless reaction, one lack of presence, and she will retreat before you even realize it. Here's the truth most men never learn. When a woman shares something private, she's giving you a map of her soul. Every word, every hesitation, every confession is a piece of territory she doesn't let most men enter. She's testing your respect, your consistency, your ability to be grounded when the world inside her shakes. And she's doing it silently, subtly, without making a scene. She's watching how you respond under pressure. She's listening to the tone of your voice when she's vulnerable. She's noting whether your attention falters or remains steadfast. And if you falter, the door quietly closes. No dramatic exit needed. She simply stops sharing. She simply withdraws. But when you respond correctly, when you don't panic, when you hold space, when you acknowledge without judgment, when you mirror respect and patience, something remarkable happens. She begins to relax. She begins to trust. She begins to see a future with you in ways she hasn't with anyone else. And make no mistake, women remember this. Every heartfelt conversation, every moment of shared vulnerability becomes a reference point. She'll unconsciously compare every man she meets to the one who held her heart without breaking it. That's the moment you become irreplaceable. And let's be honest, most men never reach this stage. They get caught in ego, distractions, or their own fears. They try to impress instead of connect. They try to fix instead of understand. They move too fast, speak too loudly, and fail to listen. And that's why women retreat, fade, or lose interest. They don't leave because they're fickle. They leave because they never felt safe enough to stay. Here's the hardest truth. Emotional safety is not something you can fake. You cannot act like you're a safe man and hope she won't notice the cracks. Women are wired to detect inconsistency instantly. Every half-hearted reassurance, every distracted glance, every subtle withdrawal is like a flashing red light. And the moment she senses it, she retracts. She shields herself. She tests again, or leaves entirely. So understand this clearly. If she's sharing her inner world with you, she's not just flirting. She's not just passing time. She's choosing. She's selecting you from the countless men who never got close enough to earn this access. And the responsibility that comes with that is enormous. Your presence, your attention, your emotional steadiness, they are now a reflection of who you are as a man. And how you handle it will determine whether you remain her chosen man or fade into memory. Let's be brutally honest. Most men spend their entire lives chasing women, trying to impress, trying to decode signals, trying to prove their worth. But the truth that changes everything is simple. Women don't connect with the version of you show to everyone. They connect with the version of you they can trust with their vulnerability. That's it. Nothing else matters. Not your money, your car, your status, or your ego. Emotional reliability is the ultimate magnet. And when she shares her inner world, she's testing exactly that. Here's how you recognize it. She tells you things she has never told her friends. She confides struggles she keeps hidden from the world. She laughs at her insecurities, but not to hide them. She's showing you. She's revealing her map of fears, dreams, and longings, and she's inviting you to navigate it with her. If you take this seriously, if you respond with patience, calm, and understanding, she will remember you for the rest of her life. If you fail, she'll remember you too, but as a man, she could not trust. Most men fail here because they underestimate the subtle power of presence. Presence is not flashy. Presence is not dominating. Presence is being steady when the emotional storm hits, being attentive when the world pulls her attention away, and being grounded when she tests boundaries. Every woman subconsciously measures this. She knows within moments if she can lean on you emotionally. If she senses strength without aggression, empathy without neediness, and curiosity without judgment, she opens up further. She begins to reveal more than she intended. She begins to invest more than she planned. And in those quiet moments, her loyalty, attention, and desire become yours. Here's what separates ordinary men from unforgettable men. Ordinary men chase, unforgettable men hold space. Ordinary men try to impress. Unforgettable men try to understand. Ordinary men speak first. Unforgettable men listen first. Ordinary men panic. Unforgettable men remain calm. And make no mistake, women sense these differences intuitively. She doesn't need you to tell her she's special. She needs to feel it in the way you respond to her emotional truth. Remember this, when she shares her vulnerabilities, she's signaling a secret form of victory. She's signaling that she trusts you enough to reveal her heart without fear. This is rare. This is powerful. And most men don't even recognize it because they're too busy trying to win in the traditional sense. But here's the thing, you don't need to win anymore. She's already chosen you if she's letting you see her true self. All that's left is for you to honor that choice by being steady, reliable, and present in ways that words alone cannot convey. Every response, every reaction, every silence matters. One dismissive comment, one joke at the wrong moment, one sign of impatience, and the door closes silently. But one understanding nod, one calm word, one demonstration of emotional steadiness, and she feels anchored. She begins to attach. She begins to invest. She begins to imagine a life with you as someone who matters. And that, make no mistake, is how lasting attraction, loyalty, and love are built. So ask yourself, are you truly the kind of man who can hold that space for her? Not just in moments of joy, but in moments of fear, doubt, and raw emotion. Because if you are, she has already shared her world with you, and that is the ultimate signal you've already won. Now let's tie this together in a way most men have never been told. If she's sharing her inner world with you, her fears, her secrets, her unpolished truths, she's signaling something far deeper than attraction. She's signaling trust, safety, and selection. And this is the reality that most men never realize. The woman who lets you see the real her has already mentally placed you above most men she's ever met. She has already chosen. You've already won. But winning in this sense is not a prize. It's a responsibility. And it's the kind of responsibility that most men avoid because it requires more than charm or ego. It requires presence, emotional presence, a steadfastness that communicates, I see you. I hear you. You are safe with me. She isn't testing you for fun. She's testing you for stability, for integrity, for the kind of man who can hold her world without fear or retreat. Here's the nuance most men overlook. Women remember emotional experiences more vividly than anything else. You could give her gifts, take her on lavish dates, or impress her socially, but none of that compares to the impact of being the man who remained calm, steady, and attentive while she shared her vulnerabilities. That's the moment that anchors her attention, attachment, and desire. That's the moment that creates subconscious loyalty. That's the moment where she starts imagining a future where you are central, without you ever needing to ask. And let's be honest, many men fail here because they underestimate the value of listening without needing to respond immediately, of validating without needing to fix, of showing up emotionally even when it's uncomfortable. Women measure these things instinctively. She doesn't need perfection. She doesn't need answers. She needs proof that you are reliable, present, and steady when her emotions are at their most raw. That is the rarest form of attraction, and it is far more powerful than any physical or superficial charm. If you can truly understand this, your approach to women will shift permanently. You'll stop chasing games or trying to earn her attention. Instead, you'll focus on being the man she can trust with her world, because when she shares her vulnerabilities, she's already selected you. Your role now is to honor that trust, to hold her truths with respect, to provide emotional safety without conditions. And when you do this consistently, you don't just win her heart, you anchor her attention, loyalty, and attachment in ways that most men only dream of. So here's the question I want you to answer in the comments. If a woman shares her deepest fear with you, do you respond by fixing it, judging it, or holding space for her? Which choice truly earns her trust? Think about it carefully. Your answer will reveal whether you understand the hidden language of female psychology and whether you are the man she's already chosen. And remember, if she's sharing these things with you, you've already won. Your next step isn't to impress. It's to hold space, remain present, and honor the trust she's placed in you. That's the power every man can harness once he understands the invisible rules of female psychology. If this truth resonated with you, like this video, subscribe for more insights, and share it with a friend who needs to hear this today. Knowledge like this doesn't just change relationships, it changes your life.